Today I rise in opposition to House Bill 5626. This bill would perpetuate our pattern that we've seen to create a for-profit motive and our children as dollar signs in our public schools. This bill is in response to earlier actions the legislature took when we expanded the regional enhancement millages to include for-profit, charter, and cyber schools. But now this bill would deceive voters at the ballot box by removing the individual listings of each and every school district if voters approve to receive our education enhancement millage dollars. This bill would collectively wrap up our traditional public schools, our public school academies, our charter schools, and cyber schools, and list them as public schools. As we know, Michigan has the highest percentage of for-profit charter schools, for-profit educational management companies in the country. This means that our students in these schools are not receiving the maximum foundation allowance because our tax dollars are lining the pockets of the for-profit educational management companies and their authorizers. So when voters go to the polls to approve additional funding for our schools, they do so without the intention of bolstering the for-profit companies or a corporation's bottom line. Voters take their time to carefully examine ballot language to determine whether or not to support or oppose what's before them, and carefully weigh whether or not this will help or hurt our children. Traditional public schools are already stretched thin. This bill would now keep voters in the dark as we continue to see the proliferation of for-profit educational management companies. And in my opinion, this bill makes it easier to steal money away from our traditional public schools. House Bill 5626 has nothing to do with actually empowering our students and is another sad attempt to hide information from voters. Allowing regional enhancement millages to only list public schools as a recipient of funding is really deeply deceptive and continues to lack transparency in a state that's already known at the bottom for our transparency. And time again, we see ourselves voting on legislation that only works to undermine the future of our young people and children at the expense of the for-profit gain. So enough is enough. I urge my colleagues to vote no on House Bill 5626. Thank you.